So I'll be showing how to do the riff in Girls Like You by Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B. The first thing to keep in mind is to pay attention to your right hand, what it's doing. So even before learning the notes on the left hand, you can do it percussively, like just keeping the rhythm like that. If that's a little too fast for you, you might want to slow it down to what's comfortable with you. Like instead of doing, you might want to play it. Whatever's comfortable with you. And then you build up speed from there. You might want to use a metronome for that. And so here are the actual notes involved. So you start off on the 3rd fret of the A string. And then there's a little bit of muting, so you don't actually play the notes outright, like you play it sort of muted. And then only at a certain point do you actually strike it without muting. So it's like. So you could see why it's important to get the percussive thing right. So from the 3rd fret of the A string, you go to the 5th fret of the D string, and then down to the 3rd fret of the D string and the 2nd fret of the D string. So all the while keeping this moving, keeping the rhythm with your right hand. And then after, you do it again with a little variation, like. So instead of hitting this note, the 3rd fret of the D string, you hit the 2nd fret of the G string. So again. And then you do it again. Just like earlier. And then this might be the trickiest thing because it involves maintaining the rhythm here while playing on 2 separate strings. So you do that by playing the 5th fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. Let's do it all together. And for an added challenge, you might want to play the actual chords while playing that riff. It is possible. So the chords are C, and then G, and then A minor, and F. But you don't have to play all the notes in the chords. All you have to do is play 2 or 3 notes from the chords. So the first chord is C. So you only play on the 3rd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. So that's already the C chord. So you do that first thing earlier. And then you shift to G, which is the 3rd fret of the low E string and the 2nd fret of the A string. So that's already the G chord. And then you go back here. So So again, you play the 5th fret of the D string, and then you go up to the 2nd fret of the G string, and then down to the 2nd fret of the D string. So let's do those 2 chords together. And then for the A chord, for the A minor chord, you do put this finger, the 3rd finger, on the 5th fret of the low E string, and this index finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So that's A minor. And then you play an F chord, which is really just the 1st fret of the low E string and the 3rd fret of the A string, while playing here the open D string and the 2nd fret of the D string. So earlier, when you weren't playing the chords, you were playing it, but now you play this note, the D note, on the actual D string, because it's so much easier if you're gonna do the chords with it, instead of stretching like that, and it sounds messier. Here there's a nice ring to it.